Today I'm going to reveal some makeup tricks of the trade to help you on your way to getting flawless looking skin. Welcome to my colour correcting masterclass.
I live my day as if it was the last. Live my day as if there was no past. Doing it all night, all summer.
Viewer Jodie Clark wrote in because she'd like advice on how to conceal the redness on her skin and the under-eye dark circles she recently gained since having her 4-month-old son.
So first up, I'm going to show you how to conceal darkness under the eyes. Now, most of you at home have probably tried to do this with either a yellow-based concealer or a foundation. Now, to really cover up darkness, you need to take it one step further. Let me introduce you to the colour wheel.
This is the colour wheel that makeup artists refer to when it comes to correcting an imperfection. The general rule is to use the colour opposite the one to the problem to cancel it out.
So when it comes to counteracting any darkness under the eye, which tends to be more of a bluey tone, the complementary colour is either a peachy tone or an orange tone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this peachy tone here in this palette and I'm going to place it where the darkness is on the eye. Now I'm going to go in with a concealer brush and I'm just going to go in where I can see any blueness. Now don't worry, I'm going to buff everything in, but first of all I want to counteract some of Jodie's redness. Now if we refer back to the colour wheel, you can see opposite red is green. Now in this palette I have a green as well. So I'm going to take a brush and I'm just going to go in and counteract any of her redness. So the areas that Jodie has a little bit of redness is around the nose, a little bit on the cheeks. Most people tend to suffer with redness on the cheeks, so this is quite a common area. And I'm going to take it a little bit above the eyebrow as well. Tiny bit on the end of the nose and on the chin. So next up is dullness. Now sometimes the skin can look a little bit yellow and sallow, and the colour opposite to that on the colour wheel is purple or lilac. So I'm going to take this lilac colour here and I'm just going to place that on areas of Jodie's skin that I want to really lift. You can just do this in simple stroking movements because you really want to lift any of that kind of yellow tone in the skin. And just along the top of the forehead, because I really want to brighten that area, and just a little bit down the bridge of the nose. So now with a sponge, a damp sponge, and I'm just patting out all the colours, so I'm just blending them slightly in preparation for then applying the foundation.
I use the Kiko Colour Correction Wheel at £12.90. For a cheaper option, try Makeup Revolution's Colour Palette at £6. If you don't want to invest in a palette and would prefer to buy the colour that can counteract your problem, then here are some individual product options. For budget, go for Max Factor colour correcting sticks at £8.99 each. For luxury, try Becca's new backlight targeted colour correctors for £21 each. If you prefer a liquid formula, try YSL's Touche L'Eclat neutralisers for £25 each.
So I've taken a little bit of my moisturiser and I'm taking a stick foundation, but I don't want to use it as a stick. I actually want to use it more as a paste and a foundation. So I'm going to go in and just really blend it out so it becomes a bit more of like a tinted moisturiser. So I'm going to take my damp sponge and I'm just going to very gently tap it onto the skin. So as you can see, Jodie's skin's now kind of starting to come back to life. So I don't want to wipe off any of the product and correctors that I've used underneath, but at the same time I also want something quite light on Jodie's skin as well. I don't want it to be really heavy or cakey. And I think by using a sponge, you can get a really beautiful, flawless finish.
I used a foundation stick from Bobbi Brown's range, priced £29.50.
So my last step is a concealer. Now I'm going to use a light reflecting concealer and I'm going to use that to brighten under the eye area. Now a lot of the mistakes that people make is they think that this can do it all without the corrector. It cannot. You cannot get rid of darkness with a light reflecting concealer. It just won't happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the concealer on top of the corrector, the peachy corrector that I used earlier, and I'm just going to brighten that eye area.
I use 17's Wow Concealer for £4.99. So now I've colour corrected, I can return back to the usual makeup routine by finishing off with a powder to set the foundation, and a little bronzer to warm up the skin, and I'm just enhancing the eyebrows, adding a coat of mascara and a pop of blusher. And those were my colour correcting steps to flawless looking skin.
I found another crush.